a continent has now defined ourselves.
In the news, Reps considers 500 million naira fine, 7 years imprisonment for officials using public funds for treatment abroad. 5 Rangers, a soldier killed in an ambush by unidentified assailants in northern Benin Park during patrol. Despite early exit from AFCON, Super Eagles move up 4th spot in Africa. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Rose Audu and this is TOS News 360. The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill which seeks to amend Section 46 of the Healthcare Act of 2014 by providing sanction of 500 million naira or 7 years imprisonment for officials using public funds for healthcare abroad. Leading the debate on the general principle of the bill on Wednesday, a PDP lawmaker, Shajus Ogum, said it was introducing a Section 46, subsection 2, which reads, any public officer of the government of the Federation or any part thereof who violates the provision of subsection 1 above shall be guilty of an offence and liable on conviction to a fine of 500 million naira or to an imprisonment term of 7 years or both. And the House of Representatives has resolved to declare a national emergency on ritual killings in Nigeria. It asked the National Orientation Agency, stakeholders, and the media to initiate a campaign towards changing the situation in the country. It also asked the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali, to take urgent steps towards tackling ritual killings in the country. This followed a motion by the Deputy Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Toby Okechukwu, who raised alarm over the surge in ritual-related killings across the country. According to Nigeria's Minister of Interior, Benin Faregbesola, the federal government granted a total of 286 foreigners, including Americans and European citizenship, on Wednesday. This is coming on the heels of mass migration by thousands of Nigerians in search of greener pastures outside the country. According to Faregbesola, the 286 positive applicants were less than half of those that applied. His Information Ministry counterpart, Lai Mohammed, said the applications show that things are not as bad in Nigeria as being painted. Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry, who took power in a coup in Burkina Faso on January 24, has been declared president by the Constitutional Council. In its session on February 8, 2022, the council took note of the resignation of Rod Mark from his duties as president of Faso and officially noted the vacancy of this position as of January 24, 2022. It is, however, not specified on which day he will be sworn in as president, according to a judicial source who explained that it must be fixed by mutual agreement. And the Central African Republic's Economy Minister Felix Moloua became premier on Wednesday after the president fired the post's predecessor. According to a presidential decree read on public radio, Moloua is to retain his ministry position while also becoming the new head of government in the former French colony. The 64-year-old replaces Henry Marie, who was sacked on Monday as tensions have escalated between pro-Russian and pro-French political elites. And this is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching TOS News 360. More Africa, global, business and sports stories when we return. To stay with us. A Congolese member of parliament, Josil Mofula, who was arrested in North Kivu in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo on Tuesday, has been released by the military authorities. The MP is accused of inciting disobedience and insulting the army for distributing material challenging the security measures imposed last year in North Kivu and neighboring Ituri province. 5 Rangers and a soldier have been killed and 10 others wounded in an ambush by unidentified assailants in the northern Benin Park. African Parks, in a statement, said a team of Rangers were ambushed in W National Park in Benin while carrying out a patrol at the northern limit of the park where it intersects with Burkina Faso and Niger. There was no immediate claim of responsibility, but Tuesday's attack was the deadliest in a series of recent incidents blamed on fighters in the north of the country. I'm bringing you international story. China have arrested a senior official at the nation's banking regulator, Kai Sheng, over alleged bribery, adding to a long list of executives and policymakers caught up in the nation's latest anti-graft crackdown. Sheng, who was the former vice chairman at the banking watchdog, also faces charges over abuse of power. And in business, the Cement Manufacturers Association in Ethiopia has said that cement factories are shutting down due to shortages in local supplies and various inputs. The problem has persisted in spite of reassurances from the Ministry of Mines. The ministry says it has sent a letter to the association and to the cement factories requesting details of resources in short supply. And just before we go in sport, despite the early exit from the just concluded Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have moved up 3 places in the latest FIFA rankings released on Thursday by the World Football Governing Body. The Super Eagles, who are now ranked 33rd globally and 3rd in Africa, were ranked 36th and 5th on the continent in the preceding month. Newly crowned AFCON champions, Senegal, not only retained their position as the highest-ranked African country, but also moved from 20th to 18th in the global ranking. This is the highest rank over for the Teranga Lions, who are still celebrating their maiden AFCON success, where they beat Egypt via penalty shootouts in the finals. That is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS TV Network. I am Rose Audu, and many thanks for watching.